Welcome to Lock Picking Legend.
So we are going on a rake-a-thon. These 4 rakes here, Thunder Rakes, you're going to get changed from 20 quid for them. Absolutely fantastic. They're for Dimple locks. And this is going to be a Dimple-a-thon, rake-a-thon. These are great. We'll put them to one side for now. This set, not so good. I find I tend to only use 1 or 2 of them. In fairness though, there have been times when one of these has opened a lock that the Thunder Rakes haven't opened. But I've got some locks here, mainly OEM. We've talked about OEM before. There you go. An OEM product is where a company, usually in China, manufactures a lock and you get to put your own branding on it. Like this one is SP. There you go. I'll tell you what though, over 20 years I've been in this game. There's another OEM. Lord knows what that branding is. Another OEM. Look at that. The walled-in. I mean, when you look at a lock, look at that lump of metal. Nestling. Top security, no less. When you look at the warding, when you look at the keyway like that, you're essentially looking at the warding. That pattern goes all the way through the lock. Do you understand that? There's the bitting, and it's bitting, people, with 2 T's. But the warding is going to be important in this video, because when you're dimple raking, especially with the Thunder Rakes, you use the warding against the lock. I will show you how. Allow me to show you how. Right. So, tension wrench. The extended tension wrench is 15mm longer. And I appreciate that 15mm longer. And so does the missus. So here we go. Thunder Rake. Look at the way I use the warding. Look at the way I can't use the warding. This one. I'm actually fitting that, giving it a little twist. So I'm using different movements, twisting, a bit of scrubbing. Scrubbing's in, and there you go, Bob's your uncle. But the way the Thunder Rakes are shaped, you can just get them in that warding nicely, and there you go. I mean, it's not a high security lock, but I really love raking. And you could sit there trying to SPP that for as long as you want. Where if you've got a tool like that, wonderful. This is the rake from the other set that I tend to use the most. It's the one that looks the least impressive. It's got like 3 little dots on it. But weirdly, that shows you how tiny, there you go, how tiny the differences in pin heights are with dimple locks. I mean, you can see those 3, well, you can't now, it's gone out of focus. Bit of side to side. Bit of potentially snapping my rake. I just, you know, they do work again, but usually this one. But I prefer the Thunder Rakes because just they, you know, you can see where the pins are by looking in the dimple lock. You know, some dimple locks you can put your hand in. But you can see there, not so much joy. And I know it's not really worth me going for any other one of those blue ones because they don't really work. Still love looking at locks though. Now, people might be saying, why aren't you picking any WXMs? Why aren't you picking any blah blah blah? Why aren't you picking any higher security locks? I'll tell you why, because they're really expensive, and when I've made a video with them, I put them on eBay and get shot of them. So that's why I'm left with the bargain basement selection of dimple locks. But you know, the lesson remains the same. That's a loose old plug. Look at that. That looks like my nan's mouth, that one. Tensioner in, and again, watch. Watch me get the right one. On that walled in. It's a bit clunky. If it's a bit clunky, you're putting too much tension on. And when you're raking dimple locks, or when you're raking any locks, pulse the tension wrench. Don't look for the perfect point. Give it, let it off a bit. It's just slipped a bit there, but you can carry on and it's open. You know, it's not really like SPP because you're constantly working all the pins. Now, it is interesting. I'll go in a different part of the lock, different part of the wall. Well, you can't really beat that, can you?
No.
But I do want to demonstrate it to you. A different part of the warding, and just with that little, did you see that little side-to-side motion? So, you know, you're not only changing, there's those 3 little dots I was telling you about, but you're not only, with this rake, you just put it in where you can, and yeah, it's opened that. But it's not only a question of what movements you use in the lock, but where you put the rake in the lock. You know, there's a lot of variations going on when you're raking dimple locks, and bear them in mind. If you don't have a result going in one side, look in the lock and see whether your rake actually engages with the pins. I don't know what this is. What is it? Is that an E or an M? It's an OEM. The old Thunder rake. There you go, look. Using that walled in. Little bit of rocking. It's kind of interesting because when we SPP dimple locks, we use flag picks and we rock them. We will rock you. So there you go, a combination of a little bit of scrubbing and a little bit of rocking.
Legendary.
We are rocking in the free world. Now again, interesting. Different rake, different part of the lock. And a totally different technique too. Oh, and I've moved it out of focus, which is, that's just great. I have got lovely hands though. Well, so the missus says.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
Big old chunk of metal. Look at that. It's a dangerous weapon. I still love locks. The amount of them I've played with over the years, I still love them. I like the shape of them, I like the shine of them. I like picking them, obviously, but I just like locks. Not that surprising, really. You know, being a lock picker. Let's get that in there and eat those pins for picking dinner. Now, I was getting I could feel no traction, no engagement with the pins. So I've upped my tension. And there's next to no engagement. But now I've got it. See me pulsing that wrench. And because I'm pulsing it, I have to get it in a better position. Let's try this one. Bit of turning. That's why they've got round handles. I mean, no instructions come with these, but I thought round handles would suggest these were to be turned. These are designed to be turned. And so a bit of both together is usually just what the doctor ordered. What doctor you say? I'm so tired, sorry. I had nothing to offer. What doctor? Doctor opener. Different position in the keyway. Different part of the warding. So if you don't have any success in one part, oh, I've lost my tension wrench, but I've opened the damn lock. Looks like Doc Opener turned up on an emergency call after all. Isn't it funny though, even after all these years, a big chunk of metal, a lot of tooling, a lot of machining, designing, computer-aided design drawings, and you can stick a tension wrench in. You can put a 3-nipple a 3-nipple rake in there, go crazy with it, and with any luck, I just don't feel as confident with these. You know, I'll try another one. like I say, I don't want to slag them off because they have come in handy. They have opened locks. The other ones haven't. But they are not as good as the others. Oh, there you go, though. Still not bad. Oh, steady on, mate. Nearly took my thumb off. There's the bit in. I mean, it's dubious, but it's there. Different wrench this time. Hang on a minute. That's going to make it a bit easier. And hopefully stay in focus. There you go. Now you can see what the issue was when it twirled the other way up. Right. Nipple twirl. Bit of left and right. And I'm not improvising with that left and right. I have actually had this open doing it, but does it ever play ball on camera? No, and that's why I don't edit my videos to make me look like a lockpicking genius. This is what lockpicking is like. I've raked this lock in like 30 seconds, 20 seconds, 2 seconds. Set the camera up, make a video, and I could be here for hours. I might even give up. And if you're a beginner, don't think you haven't got what it takes, because that is what all lockpickers go through. Some days I can't pick locks. Frustration is the enemy of lockpicking. Distraction is the enemy of lockpicking. And I might have some baggage going on in my life, things at work not going too well, the missus ain't happy, all sorts of things. And you don't know it, but they're affecting your ability to relax. They're affecting your ability to be patient. And without you knowing it, you're just not gonna be able to open the locks. What I've learned over the years, and this is not so much with raking because it's a very sort of aggressive and largely aggressive, but kinetic kind of picking. Let's get the Thunder Rakes out, messing around with those. They're jank. I've been saying I'm not going to slag them off, but these are these are so much better. The Thunder Rakes win. But I've learned over the years, and again, especially with single pin picking, look at that. You just put that in there. I mean, that's kind of luck, but that's the sort of luck that lock pickers get occasionally. You know, that's locked. I'll put the rake in. Ah, come on, stick in the wall in. And that's it. But I'm trying to say this. I've learned over the years, if I have a day when my SPP game just isn't happening, rather than keep going, I just say to myself, relax. You're only going to get more frustrated. You're only going to get more distracted. Stop. Just don't pick any locks for a day.
But it's especially important for getting attractive women to go crazy for you.
Oh, and just when you thought it was all over, it's an Eclipse. You know that brand Eclipse, another OEM. But it's a rim cylinder. Got me old toothpick. Come on. That's great work, toothpick. I haven't slept in 30 years. And again, it's a bit tight in there, but with that, you know, don't... Oh, there you go. Absolutely wonderful. Don't think that raking is in and out, in and out. Scrubbing is the first thing. Look at that. There's vertical movement there. I'm moving it round as well. You know, you've got to be careful so as not to break your... Look. Don't stick to scrubbing. Don't stick to zipping. Make use of all the different movements you can within a lock. And this is just a standard pin cylinder now. But this is my little bonus for you. Because I was thinking, I wonder. And because I'm putting turning pressure on it. I'll see that again. Oh, it's making me giddy. Oh, my giddy aunt. Hey, there you go. All right, people, enough of that. Look after yourselves. Give us a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, I'll make more videos if you do. Thunder rakes are very cool. Ta-ta!
Legendary.